What's up, guys, and welcome to CF Students Live. Whatever campus you're from, or even if you don't attend a Cornerstone campus, we are so glad that you're here with us. We're all together watching this service, and here's what we ask of you. There's 3 parts to this service. The first is continuing to watch this video all the way through. You can go ahead and interact in the comments if you want to. And then after the video is done, after you've heard our message, we have a Spotify worship playlist. We ask that you just pick 2, maybe 3 of those songs and really listen to the words and reflect on those and spend some time in musical worship just by yourself in your room or maybe with your family out in the living room, whatever you decide there. And then there's a time for you to reflect. We've added some discussion questions that you can maybe talk to some people around you, you can call up some people, or you can just turn them into journal questions and really just grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down some of your thoughts, answer those things, and really reflect on some of the stuff that we learned, that we talk about in this message. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope that you enjoy today's service.
Okay, let me see the top page of your notes. No, just the top page. Bro, I told you, stop copying what I write for the newscast every week. Original content. Original content.
Welcome, students, to this week's installment of CF Students Live. We are glad you are joining us. Hopefully you're in the chats right now. This is another exciting week. My name is Jared Furs. I'm the students pastor out in Brentwood. And this is my good, dear friend, Steve.
Yeah, my name's Jared Furs, too, because I'm just going to copy what he does, just like he's copying me. And as you can see, it doesn't bother me at all. No, I am Sando. I am the students pastor over at the Hayward campus. And I'm really tired of Jared, but we're going to find a way to get through this together for your sake. And that wasn't in my notes. I built that in just to show you that I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that you copied my stuff, but I'm sorry that I got mad at you.
It's okay.
Because I do love you, as weird as you are.
Speaking of weird, let's send it over to this week's marble race.
You know, I'm really excited before we send it over. Oh my gosh. Before we send it over, I'm really excited to see Terry O'Leary.
There's no way to recover from that.
Alright, and welcome for week 3 of Marble Races. I'm your ref, Skip Rowland, and I'm so excited for this week. Tommy O'Houlihan, tell us what you got.
And I'm Timothy O. Tonkington. Skip, you're wrong again. And I'm so excited for Marbles Week 3. Unfortunately, I have to be back with this weirdo Skip, and that's kind of like a buzzkill for me, so we're going to see what happens.
But we're both super excited for week 3 of Marble Races. Let's get to the race.
Hey, Skip, don't you have to get back to your mom's house? I heard she was calling you, because that's where you live, right? In her basement?
Well, that was hurtful, but let's still get to the race. Alright, week 3 of the Marble Races. First up we have the sand roll. Then we have the Jake Rex roll. Then the fuzzball. Then we have G-Speed. And last, Todd rolls. Alright, Skip here on the call. Week 3. Ready, set, go. And they're off. G-Speed starts to pull away, but Fuzzball's right on his tail with Sand Roll right behind him. Coming up to the bank. Who will take this? Oh my gosh, G-Speed's still in first, but Todd Rolls makes a huge pass into second place. Fuzzball's in third, coming out of the ladder. And we shoot down the track. Oh my goodness, Todd Rolls shoots the gap. But Fuzzball's right on his tail, going through the moguls, left and right, Sando's making up some time. Oh my goodness, they're coming on to the straightaway, the final stretch. Wow, Todd rolls his speed. Look at that pull away speed from Fuzzball. Fuzzball can't even keep up. I can't believe my eyes. Todd Rolls takes the win.
Timothy O. Tonkington here, and probably my favorite segment of our program here today is when I get to come together with these marbles after the races, inspiring athletes who have just done such wonderful things, not only on the track, but off the track as well. I'm here with Todd Rolls after his come-from-behind victory, and that seems to be a trend here in our marble races. Now, Todd Rolls, what do you have to say about your performance? Hold on, Todd Rolls. I'm getting word from above here. Just need to check in to hear what the booth is saying. Okay, Todd, they wanted me to ask you, normally the early bird gets the worm. That was not the case here. What do you have to say about that? Profound. Sometimes in life we always look to start first, but what Todd Rolls has taught us here today is that finishing strong is truly what matters. And you know what? I'm hoping that happens for Skip because he's not off to a good start. Hopefully he finishes strong in life. Thank you, Todd, for your encouragement, and we'll talk to you soon.
Go for it.
Todd, I gotta ask you, and this is off the record, of course, but what are your honest thoughts on Skip? Todd, that's the good one. I see it the same way. Yeah, I hope he moves out of his mom's place soon too, right?
Man, I cannot believe it. Todd Rolls pulling it out like that, getting the victory. Woo!
Wait, who won?
Todd Rolls.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't even really watching the race. I was just so captivated, not only by the looks, but the ability to call a race and give color commentary on it by Timothy Otomkin. That man is a true professional. On the other hand, Skip, though, he's pretty weird. I thought that 2 weeks ago. I feel that even more today. Pretty creeped out by him. Your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, Skip, there's something just like that I just find attractive about him. I don't know what it is, his mustache, glasses, whatever it may be, but that guy Skip, I mean, yeah, he's a little weird, but there's something nice about him.
He's a little weird?
I mean, I don't know. My wife thinks he's really
I'm petitioning that he is off of this broadcast next week. I think Timothy really carries it. Maybe we'll call it Timothy and the Marbles.
Oh, yeah,
What do you think about that? Is that a good name for it?
All I know is my wife wants Skip off the broadcast too.
Yeah, well, your wife and me both. We have that in common.
But just like last week, you guys, we had students submit a video of the random stuff they were doing around the house. I thought it was super funny. And this week, we asked for you guys to submit videos of the funny foods you're eating. You guys, so let's take a look at some of those weird foods.
Sounds delicious.
Golden berries, aka Cape gooseberries.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I could not believe that.
I don't need these anymore.
I could not believe some of that food that some of you ate. But I mean, that one thing that kid ate was super gross, right? So we can agree on that?
Yeah, it was disgusting, but
Yeah.
I can't say that I wouldn't try it.
I know. Hey, shelter in place changes you. But this week, you guys, we have an amazing, fun game for you guys via Zoom once again. Get
What's
in the
Zoom?
comments. It's like that, like Xenon, Disney movies.
Oh, Xenon the Warrior
Yeah,
Princess?
Yeah.
Zoom's like the king?
Nailed it.
Solid.
But get in the comments right now. Let's see how good you guys know your Bob Ross trivia and watch our students pastors get tortured.
He's the guy that did
Hey, what is up, CF students? Thanks for joining us for week 2 in our Zoom virtual games. We're so pumped to have you. We stepped up our game this week. We got the wheel of pain back here with so many different painful things that you will about to see us youth pastors do. And this week we're going Bob Ross trivia because I absolutely know nothing about Bob Ross. But I think Griff took a class on him, right?
You know, I took a college accredited course on Bob Ross, so you guys are in for a world of trouble.
Yeah.
I know everything about him. He was that quarterback on the Browns, wasn't he?
Dude killed it. Yeah, I think it was a Colts.
Yeah.
Was he the guy in spandex who jazzercised? I'm not too sure. All right, but let's get into it. First question. Bob Ross estimated that he created paintings over his lifetime. So how many paintings did he create? A, 15,000, B, 18,000, C, 30,000, or D, no one knows. All right, get your papers ready.
Hold on.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, get in that chat. You guys let us see your answers because the answer is 3, 2, 1. Griff, I gave you paper. All right, let's do this. And the answer is Oh, dang it, man. It is C. Oh, no. What's it going to be? All right, you guys, this is random, so let's see what this is.
Give him the wheel.
Dude, my wife is going to be so happy.
Wait, no, like my mustache?
Give him what the people want.
Yeah, your mustache is gone, Todd. Shave the mustache.
Shave
Make
it.
sure you
Shave
get nice
it. Shave it.
up and close to the camera.
Shave it. Shave. Hey, you might as well go eyebrows too, dude.
Hair everywhere.
If you're gonna shave the mustache, you might as well go eyebrows too. Oh,
I'm actually kind of like, I'm a little sad.
oh my gosh, they're
Rest
really
in
doing it.
peace.
They're really shaving it right now.
It's felt like it's been a journey.
Oh, leave half of it, dude. Leave half of it. Yeah.
Is that good enough?
Yeah,
Oh my good.
Am I good at this?
Wow.
That looks so good.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what.
I think you stay like that.
That's
How
good.
much
Oh my gosh.
just a mustache can change the entire symmetry of your face.
Hey, can I have some of that to glue
I'll clean
on
this
my
up
face?
after.
Ew.
All right, here we go.
Leave the corner.
Does it look good?
You look great, guys.
Thanks, man.
Wow.
I feel
Wow.
like $1 million.
You
All
look
right,
like
here we go. Next question.
Bob Barker over there.
All right. What part of the world?
Guys, I feel naked.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Todd.
You look
What
strange.
part of the world was most inspirational to Bob Ross's paintings? A. India. B. South America. C. The Himalayas. Or D. Alaska. I am ready. Are you guys ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Shout out to my sign language homies.
D. And the answer is yes, D. Alaska. Oh, baby.
What?
Man,
Alaska?
oh, man.
No.
Dude, all of his paintings are mountains, aren't
I
they?
can't even tell you
Yeah,
how much I
Himalaya.
hate this game right now. I hate
The
this game
teeth are
so
so
much.
white.
All right,
bro.
here we go. Random.
The teeth so much better.
Oh!
Good.
Why?
This one.
All right. Hey, just take it like a champ, all right? Take it like a champ.
I'm still hungry, dude.
I'm
So
so
hungry.
hungry.
All right, let's see it. Griff, you don't have. Oh,
Cheers.
I'm the only one that got it right.
Here's
Cheers to you guys.
All right, let's
I have
go.
to do it for fun because I love hot sauce. All right. That was a mistake. Man.
Frank's.
No, it's not Frank's. It's Louisiana. Woo! Oh, man. Louisiana habanero. That cleans out the sinuses. You want to fight a flu.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, here we go. Next question.
Almost grew my mustache back.
That, as my dad would say, that puts hair on your chest.
Ugh, or on your lip.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Question 3. How much did Bob Ross get paid by PBS for his painting show? A. $10,000 per year. B. $1,000 per episode. C. $100,000 per year. D. Nothing. Dude, I really have no idea.
I don't know. I feel like it's either nothing or a small amount. That's my guess.
All right, here we go. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm going D again. A. Wow, we're all over the place here. All right. And the answer is D. Nothing.
What?
You did that for free?
He
He did it for the love of painting, people. For the love of painting.
I should
Bob Ross is all about the art. All right, let's see what the Wheel of Pain has.
go, Griff. Let's go. Horseradish. Let's try that spicy stuff. Oh,
Hey, so you guys go for it. Here we go. Griff does not look out.
I'm
Man
I'm
up,
going
Griff.
big
Get
bite.
more than that. You got it.
big bite right here. Go
Here we
big.
go. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Oh, do you like that?
It's not bad. It's not that bad.
Jake's over here enjoying it, and Griff looks like he's dying, man.
Dude, I like horseradish.
I just baby
I
bark.
actually enjoy it.
I
What was
just
that, Griff?
this is a little baby bark.
Baby barf?
All right, here we go. Next, next question. How many total bridges appear in all of Bob Ross's paintings? A, 2, B, 22, C, 47, or D, 8? This is, I think I'm going to go different away from D this time.
That's a classic method.
Yeah.
You know,
All right,
you
here we
choose
go.
D 4 times.
Maybe something different. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
D. Where did you go, Griff? Griff went A. Oh man, I have no idea. And the answer is
I have no idea.
A. It's 2.
Woo! Let's
I
go,
keep getting them
baby.
all wrong. I feel like
man.
All day,
Oh,
I
every
wasn't much of a
day.
bridge guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Bob.
All right, here we go.
Got a feeling.
What do we got?
Hot chocolate
Oh,
factory.
this might make me throw up.
Yeah, this one. I think this one sounds the most appealing.
I've still got horseradish like bubbling in my guts right now.
Oh man.
Note to self: never have horseradish.
It's
On an
weird. I
empty
kind of
stomach.
feel like lightheaded from it.
All right, here we go.
I just gotta pour this in my mouth.
Yeah.
Pour it in your mouth, man.
Yeah.
Here we go. Cheers.
Yeah.
Get down.
The whole thing?
Whole
I think I can
thing.
put all this in.
3, 2, 1.
That was awesome. How's it going, guys? You're reacting great. You're looking strong.
Dude, my computer is covered in chocolate.
Oh my gosh. Well, while you guys are choking to death, I'm gonna take a nice swig of water.
Oh.
That's good stuff.
It's a semi-delightful way to die.
Yeah.
I just breathed so much of that in, dude. That's in my lungs now.
Can't even tell. Ugh. Man, oh man. Oh. Next question.
Oh,
Wow.
Doesn't linger as long. Ugh.
that was way worse than the horseradish, dude. I hated that.
My teeth are out.
Wow.
What
That's a pretty
branch-
big statement, Jake.
Yeah. What branch of the military? Oh my gosh, was serious with Bob Ross in it? Oh my gosh.
What did you
branch of
say?
military- What branch was Bob Ross in? Pretty much. I can't talk, man. He was a sergeant.
Wow.
What? Oh, like man, it went down. It came out my nose. Was he in the A?
Struggling there, bro.
B, Navy, C, Air Force, or D, Marines? It's very hard for me to believe that Bob Ross was in anything,
Yeah.
military-wise.
Yeah, I got you.
I really feel bad because there is chocolate everywhere here.
Uh-huh. Me too. All over my computer. That better come
All right. You guys ready?
Yes.
Let's see your answers in 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Ooh, all right.
Ooh, how the turntables.
And the answer is C, Air Force.
Woo! You want to know how I know that? Because
you took
one
a
of the
real
biggest Air Force bases is
No, I don't care
Alaska,
at all. I literally
so.
could care less.
Oh, that makes sense.
And that's his
All
biggest inspiration. So, you know, guys,
I got some
go to
gross
school.
burps going on right now.
right. Here we go. And we're going to spin the wheel.
Oh.
I might throw up, dude. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, this is bad.
Oh. I'm a really weird person, and when I was a kid, I used to eat onions like apples.
Hey, this takes me back to Hume, though. When they did that race,
You were that kid, huh? Jake?
shout out to Steve Peters, who downed an onion so fast at Hume. All right.
Onion. Cheers.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm really happy right now. I don't
honestly
do well
know
with
that I can
onions.
do this.
You have to do it unto the Lord.
It's not bad. Actually, pretty good. Brings me back nostalgia right there.
All right. Here we go. Next question.
Oh my god! Are you
For real?
real?
God, are you serious, man?
Dude, I'm so sorry.
Bro.
Oh, man.
Oh my
That got
God,
so
man.
real. That got so real.
Getting
Come
out
on,
of
Todd,
control.
you got this, bro.
All right. All right.
Come on,
next
Tyler.
question. Next question. Oh, my gosh. All right.
I'm doing great over here.
Oh, okay. Which appendage did Bob Ross lose? A, a toe, B, part of his index finger, C, earlobe, or D, appendix?
Well, one more time. Can I get the question one more time?
Yeah, which appendage did Bob Ross lose? A, a toe, B, a part of his index finger, C, an earlobe, or D, an appendix?
I got you.
The onion just is sitting there.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Not sitting anywhere. It came out.
With the
Yeah.
problem with Todd's gag hurt me more than the onion did.
Yeah, I really felt that.
All right, here we go. Show your answers in 3, 2, 1. Dude, two
Okay.
B's, A, and I mean, few of us are losing.
Come on, Jake.
Answer is
Let's get it, Jake.
B. Part of his index finger.
3 in a row.
I think
I really
that's
should
the
start
second one I
cheating
Three in a
in
row.
the game. All right, here we
Feels
go.
really good, guys. Feels really good.
Oh,
Man, dang it.
I don't know if this is gonna be good or bad.
no, it's
There's
bad.
nothing good. There's nothing. I'm still mad that I lost my mustache.
Yeah,
I was
know who
hoping
you
that the
are,
syrup
honestly.
one would stay on for when I do eventually miss one, but
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
it could come back. It could come back. Here we go. Syrup's up. Cheers, Todd.
Syrup's hard to drink. I'll just warn you that.
Dude.
Oh,
Wow.
I just,
Praying for you, man.
Yeah,
Praying
it's
for
so thick.
yeah.
Gee.
not good.
Ugh.
Oh man. Last question. I can't take
Thank
more.
God.
All right.
Todd, I feel like you need to finish that syrup, dude.
Oh gosh, this is gross. How long did it take Bob Ross to record an entire season of The Joy of Painting? A, 9 weeks, B, 4 weeks, C, 1 week, D, 2 to 3 days. Gosh, I really am not enjoying this. I'd say we go back to the Blazing Challenge next week.
I'm gonna go with the risk.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Go for a risk here.
All right. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Show your answers. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, A, 2 D's, and a C. And the answer is, come on, baby Jesus. Yes! It is D. Let's go. I'm so excited. All right, here we go.
Wasabi. Let's go wasabi.
Wasabi. Oh, man. And why is it not spinning? There we go.
Oh, apple cider
Okay.
vinegar.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Okay.
That's gross, dude.
Not
That's
too bad.
gross.
That's not bad. That's not bad. We're taking a
I
full shot
apple cider
here.
Vinegar. It messed.
Just drinking it.
All right. Cheers, it.
Just going all the way
And,
down?
Jake, you want to close us out while they take their apple
Well, that's
cider
the last one. Yeah. Hey, so thanks for joining us for our game. I hope you enjoyed our pain and suffering as much as we did not, although the onion wasn't that bad. And enjoy these shots of apple cider vinegar. We're going to send it back to Jared and Sando as they continue on with hosting. Later.
That was so funny, man. I did not know anything about Bob Ross, but I could not believe I had to shave my mustache.
Yeah, Bob Ross, first of all, he's the guy that turns the trees. If you mess with the trees, you turn them into clouds.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. I just want to tell you. By the way, your mustache is back.
I know.
How did it grow that quickly?
I have amazing follicles that just
Well,
grow hair.
I don't know about that.
High
But,
levels
yeah.
of testosterone. I mean, you can
Very,
tell.
probably pretty low levels of testosterone, average hair.
You can tell from my
better than
physique.
Skip, though.
Better than Skip,
Yeah.
yeah,
But that's crazy that it grew back. It's resilient.
It's a fight.
Unlike
man.
Skip, if someone flicked that guy, he'd fall over, probably die,
I'm
and
pretty
never
sure
come
a
back.
strong breeze would blow Skip over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
I've seen it
slightly
many
stronger
times.
breeze would blow you over, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah, all right. Moving on. Hey, you guys, I know we've been having fun, but let's get a little bit serious here. And as we dig into God's Word today, I'm super excited for the message that we're about to hear. I know Griff and Jake worked really hard on it, you guys. So get your notepads and your Bibles ready for an amazing message.
What's up, guys? Hey, is anyone as over this as me? Like, seriously, I'm so over this. I feel stuck. I feel like this quarantine just needs to end. There's nothing good that can come of this. Like, I'm just so sick of it, right? Just this last week, my oldest two daughters, they're twins actually, they had their 7th birthday, and they had to do it inside, in the house. Like, no 7-year-old, when they think about their birthday, is like, yeah, I just want to not have any friends over and like have it be boring and have no party. Like, that just doesn't cross their mind. It's terrible, right? Is there anything good that can come of this time? And I think honestly there is, and there can be something good. There's actually this guy in the Bible who was stuck by himself, kind of like we are when it comes to quarantine. In fact, his was worse because he was actually in prison. He was in jail, not in good conditions at all, and he used that for something good. He actually used it for something really good. He wrote some of the Bible. Like, none of us in here have written any of the Bible, right? But he wrote some of the Bible while he was stuck in captivity, when he was stuck away from other people, kind of like we are when it comes to quarantine. He led people to Jesus, and then not only that, he actually was happy while it happened. That doesn't even make sense, being happy during this whole time. Like, this is brutal, but he shows us how he did it, and I think we can learn from him. So I'm going to have my friends Jake and Griffin talk to you guys about what it looks like for us to live that out and really be able to understand how we can use this time and not just be a victim of it, but use it for something awesome.
All right, so you've got this dude, Paul. And if you guys don't know a lot about Paul, maybe you do. Maybe you're one of those people who's like, you know everything about the Bible. I definitely am not one of those guys. But maybe that's you. If you're not, Paul has a very interesting life that he lives, a very interesting background. His name actually used to be Saul, and he knew a ton about the Bible. He went to school for it for a long time. He was very high up in the church world, so to speak, in what we call the Old Testament now. He actually had studied that for a lot of years of his life, and so he was high up in that. He didn't believe in Jesus, but he knew a lot about God until Jesus knocks him off his horse, changes his perspective, and then he gives his entire life to Jesus and becomes one of the most influential Christians of all time, even through today. He was an awesome dude.
All time, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just said baby, but
All time, baby.
yeah, all
He's
time,
the
baby.
GOAT.
I think it's important to note too that he was an innocent man in prison. You hear that Paul was in prison, you might think, did he break a law? Did he commit a crime? But actually, he was put in prison because of his faith in God, and he wasn't willing to compromise his faith for the approval or acceptance of other people, which caused him to be in this really grim circumstance.
Yeah.
And you might even relate to a little bit of a level of what he's going through. He feels trapped, feels alone, and it's easy in a circumstance. It feels like where is the end of this? Like, where am I going to get out of where I'm currently in right now? And you're not in prison, I hope not. But
But we don't
you're
just-
stuck at home.
Yeah.
And those walls start to get a little tighter.
Oof.
Every day. You start to feel like, where in the world am I going to go from here? And so, but what we do see with Paul is that he's able to, in the middle of a circumstance that feels hopeless, to have hope and joy.
Yeah.
And so,
Which is crazy. And actually, as you were saying that, I was thinking, the fact that Paul's faith was so, audacious, I guess is maybe the word I'd use, that he got put in jail for it, that's crazy enough already. I think a lot of us are so afraid to really show our faith only because of embarrassment. And this dude is like, his faith was so loud, he got thrown in jail for it. So that's crazy.
Wow.
But also, Paul finding joy while being in jail, that blows my mind, because I remember so many small, insignificant moments where I was frustrated, or I felt like I was in captivity or stuck in a situation that I couldn't get out of, and all my joy was gone. All of it was gone. I remember when I think I was a sophomore in high school, I had to work really hard to earn a lot of money so that I could pay for, I think it was homecoming or something. It was some dance. It was so stupid. And I bought all my clothes at Kohl's, and it was it's so silly. But I had my tickets and all this money that I had made in a wallet in my room. And there was one day when I invited all my friends over, and then when they all left, wallet was missing. Texted all of them, called all of them, was like, bro, does someone know? I'm still looking for it. If you see it out
So
there.
if you're watching right now, address here below. No, I'm just kidding.
Instead of that being like, you know what, I'm going to figure this out, or this isn't that big of a deal, because I'm, at a high school dance is the thing that I'm missing out on. It was literally the end of the world for me. And I was so mad. I just was yelling and so just I couldn't get over it. And Paul got thrown in jail and is able to find joy. And that blows my mind, dude. I'm not like that.
It's unbelievable. He even says the words, rejoice in the Lord always.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I say, rejoice.
Mm-hmm.
He has this emphasis on joy. And what you got to know about Paul is that his joy wasn't confined to his circumstance. See, if his joy was relying upon what was going on around him, then he would have been hopeless. Because if you're in prison, you're stuck. You're not going anywhere. Newsflash. And, if your joy is confined to your circumstance, you're going to have a really joyless life.
Right.
But his joy was in Christ. It was in Jesus. It was in his faith.
Amen.
And so I think this is so huge because a lot of people right now, and especially, you're sitting there at home and wondering, what's next for me?
Mm-hmm.
And, you're on Zoom calls all day with your teachers. A lot of you are probably, get back into school right now, and it's a weird rhythm that we're in.
Yeah.
I would describe it as an obstacle. Many people would. But I think Paul, with his faith, with his joy, with his confidence that was rooted in Christ, would say, actually, I don't see an obstacle. I see an opportunity. I see an opportunity to not just know Jesus more and expand my faith, but to actually help other people. Is that in prison, he not only impacted the people in the prison, but in the whole entire world.
Yeah.
And so I think it's amazing that if we're willing to shift our perspective, God could put purpose in our pain. He could really let us flip a situation where we thought, man, this is an obstacle. I don't know how I'm going to make it on the other side of this. But because of faith, this is an opportunity. This last week, we did this I'm doing random projects right now just with my family.
Building fences and stuff.
Yeah, fences, whatever it is. But we were painting, and I'm not Picasso. I'm not a good painter.
It's all on the wrist.
I do it for fun. It's all on the flick of the wrist. But we were painting, and I just didn't know what to do next. I was kind of stuck on the painting. I didn't know what to do next. I had this vision of what I thought it should be and what I thought it was going to look like.
Yeah.
And an hour in, it was not that. And I remember my dad coming up to me, and he's saying, hey, listen, this is what I always do when I get stuck. I actually step back. I actually step back because when I step back, my perspective changes. It starts to shift. There's a different lighting. I see things that I didn't see before. And so maybe right now you feel stuck, you feel joyless, you feel purposeless.
Yeah.
I think it's time, maybe if you feel that way, to kind of step back, reevaluate where you're at. Reevaluate some of the things you're doing every single day that are just affecting you emotionally, affecting your spiritual life. And I think that when we learn to step back in that way, we start to see God shift things.
That's good.
And so that's where I would start with joy. And Paul gives us a really tangible way of seeing, we can have joy in places that seem hopeless.
Yeah. He knew that wasn't it. He knew that in that cell, in that jail cell, that wasn't the end for him. And he saw the bigger picture. He stepped back. And what's crazy, that even beyond his joy, it was already crazy enough that Paul was able to find joy during this time. But it says the boy was worshiping. If we look in Acts 16, verse 25, it says that about midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God.
Wow.
And the other prisoners were listening to them. That's insane. Jail was a little bit different back then. Jail wasn't you kind of get to walk around and maybe you wear orange or whatever it is they wear today.
3 meals a day.
You're set up, and not that being in jail is great. I'm not saying that, but in Roman jail, you were literally shackled to a wall, and you had shackles around your ankles. So you're probably like against the wall, kind of like this, and you're just chilling like stuck. They didn't get to go to the bathroom. They didn't get to get up to eat their food.
Your
They had
bathroom
someone
was
feed
where
them.
your bed was.
Bathroom is where you are, dude. That's it. And so Paul, like this, shackled like this with Silas, still is able to sing praises with him, and he's stuck. Like you feel stuck in your house, you feel stuck in your room, you feel stuck with your family, but Paul literally couldn't move his arms, and this would be exhausting. Like he didn't have this couch to hold him up. His arms were like shackled like some boys, like trembling, but he's worshiping, man, and that's what's so crazy about this. And later on in the story, we see that the power of the Holy Spirit moved so strongly in this moment that all the shackles fall off, all the doors open, and the prison guard is like so afraid. He wants to harm himself. He's trying to take his own life. And then Paul and Silas are like, wait, dude, hold on. And they share Jesus with him, and his life is changed through their praise. But it's more about like how they were handling that situation themselves. And what I know about this, what I know about Paul choosing joy, what I know about Paul and Silas responding with praises, is it was all about what they filled themselves with before they got into this time of struggle. And what they continue to fill themselves with during a time of struggle and during a time of captivity. And it reminded me of this analogy that I have heard of. I'm not going to take full credit for this because I totally didn't make it up, but you've got this toothpaste, right?
I would have believed you if you did.
That's all right. I'm not a liar.
Should've
But,
been
well,
random, bro.
this toothpaste right here, these were designed, the way that this capsule, canister, it's not a bottle. What do you call
I
these?
would call it a
Tube.
capsule tube.
This is a tube right here. This toothpaste tube of toothpaste,
Device.
this was designed to be squeezed. It was literally created and invented in a way so that when you put pressure on this, actually, like toothpaste is supposed to come out of it. That's how it was made. And so when you squeeze this, what's crazy, I didn't even like open this, that's awesome. When you squeeze this toothpaste, what's crazy, I know this is going to blow your minds, the thing that comes out of it is toothpaste.
Right.
Which is ridiculous, right? I mean, how were we to know that toothpaste was going to come out if we squeezed this toothpaste tube?
I would have never guessed.
What's even crazier is no matter how much you squeeze it, no matter how much pressure you put on it, no matter how much it has to endure, the only thing that comes out of this tube of toothpaste is toothpaste.
Wow.
And you know why that is? It we'll go all the way down to the bottom. I don't know if you're someone who you get down to here and you're like, oh, that's over, or if you're like me and you're kind of broke and you need to save money, so you sort of roll it up like this. No matter how much you squeeze this thing, even at the very last drop of everything that you could possibly squeeze out of it, every piece of tension that it could undergo, it still only has toothpaste that comes out of it. That's pretty gross.
Yeah.
But what that means is, just like Paul and Silas, what they filled themselves with, when they were put under pressure, when they were squeezed, what came out of them was praise and worship and joy. And that's such a beautiful reminder for us that when we're under pressure, we have to be careful of what we're filling ourselves with. Because when you're under pressure, when you're getting squeezed through this time of captivity, what you're filling yourself with is going to be what your response is. Is it going to be joy and worship and praise? Or is it going to be fear and anxiety and depression and hopelessness? Or will we be like Paul and Silas, where we choose to respond with worship and praise and joy? I think that is the best way that we can do this, and such a cool reminder from them, especially in that segment in Acts 16.
So good, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of it has to do with your mindset. So you have to set your mind on how you're going to respond.
Right.
And also understand that, man, who I am before everything collapses on me is really almost, we talked about, is going to be exploited in some ways.
Yes.
Because, man, what have I been filling myself up with?
Right.
Maybe you're not happy with the results of your life right now.
Yeah.
And you feel like, man, I'm not connected with my friends in the way I want to be. I'm not connected with God in the way I want to be. And I feel like I'm kind of far from where I thought I'd be at this time in my life. A lot of that has to do with things that we choose to do every day and the mindset that we have and the attitude about it. So maybe it's time, we're talking a lot about shifting, and the things that are squeezing. Pressure will cause us to really show our true colors. And so I think we're talking about Paul just having this attitude of just sharing Jesus wherever he went. I love in Philippians 1 verse 12 says this to verse 14. I want you to know that what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel so that it has become known throughout the whole imperial guard and to all the rest that my imprisonment is for Christ. So beautiful. Verse 14, and most of the brothers, having become confident in the Lord by my imprisonment, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. You got to know this about Paul's mindset here. His mindset wasn't a small mindset. A small mindset is always thinking inward, not outward. The reason why you feel joyless is because you're so focused on all of your problems. And if you were willing to get perspective and think outwardly, which is about Christ and about other people, you would start to see God shift the things that are really happening inside of you. And so he's going like, listen, my main goal, even I'm stuck in prison right now, but my main goal is the good news of Jesus. I'm growing closer to him, and he's like, actually my imprisonment, it's going to be for Christ. I don't know how he's going to turn this around, but my trial can turn into a testimony. I love that.
So crazy.
It's like, I don't have to stay here. God's
So
going to do
crazy.
something with it.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be filled with fear
Yeah.
to share Jesus.
It's so good, man. And I think with that, with shifting our mindset and having the right perspective, I'd be willing to bet that most of you out there would say, I've tried that. I've tried that before. I've tried to focus on Jesus and nothing has changed. And I'd also be willing to bet you haven't stuck with it through hard times.
Wow.
And you probably haven't been in jail trying to focus on Jesus. So this moment of captivity, as unknown and uncertain as this really weird coronavirus time is, it's still a moment where we can focus on Jesus. And I just want to commend you and encourage you and challenge you, stick with it.
Yeah.
Don't give up because you feel like your circumstances hasn't changed, because you feel like you're not feeling any better about this. Keep following Jesus and keep focusing on him, because he is the only hope that we have, and everything else is just a wash. So we've got to stick together, and we've got to stay united in focusing on Jesus together, and the world will be affected by how we respond during this time, just like how the prisoners were, and just like how the prison guard was when Paul and Silas responded to their time of captivity. So we have to make sure that during our time of captivity, we're still choosing to focus on Jesus. And how are we going to respond as we're getting through this, because we are going to get through this. And who are you going to be on the other side? Are you going to be someone who's practiced being hopeless, or are you going to be someone who's practiced having hope? Because at the end of this, we're going to get better at one of those two things. So it's up to us to choose that, but don't do it alone. Stay united. Make sure you're staying in your community groups. Stay focused on each other during this time. Don't stay inward focused like Griffin was saying. Stay outward focused on Jesus and on everyone else who's going through this. So we've got some practical steps that we're going to send over to you, but for right now, we just want to say we love you guys, and we will see you later.
Peace.
Thanks, guys. That was so good, and I hope you guys were able to really learn from that and understand how Paul handled the situation that's pretty similar to ours. But what we want to do for you guys is we want to make this not just some message that you hear today and never think about again, is we want you guys to really focus on these spiritual disciplines, these practices that you can do in real everyday life. And so every day we're going to be sending out a different spiritual discipline or spiritual practice that you guys can do. We'll kind of unpack that a little bit. It'll be on social media, so if you don't follow us, make sure you go ahead and follow whatever campus you attend. And if you don't attend any of our campuses, if you're like, I don't even know what that is, just pick one of them. They'll all be in the links are in our bio here under this video, so just find one, follow them, and you'll be able to see the videos for each day. And we hope that you guys engage with that and be a part of that. Thank you guys so much.
God, thank you so much for this service. It's difficult to me right now, but God, I'm so thankful that we could still see you, we could still worship you, we could still meet together as a community, as a church. Thank you for all you're doing in our lives, and just want to pray for this nation, God, and all the fear we're going through, and that you just comfort our hearts, Lord. Thank you for being the God that you are, and in your beautiful, wonderful, amazing name. Amen. When night has fallen, when fear is calling, still you're calling me. faith is lost and my hope exhausted, you will be my strength. And when my mind says I'm not good enough, God, you're enough for me. I've decided I'm not giving up, 'cause you won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. And I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo, echo in my soul. Soul, echo in my soul. Every season you keep repeating promises to me. Now there's no stopping what you have started until it is complete. When my mind says I'm not good enough, God, you're enough for me. I've decided I'm not giving up. You won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo, echo in my soul. Soul, echo in my soul. Soul. And when my mind says I'm not good enough, God, you're enough for me. I've decided I'm not giving up, 'cause you won't give up on me. You won't give up on me. Your love is holding on and it won't let go. I feel it breaking out like an echo. Your love is holding on and it won't let go.